live.
Good morning. I'm Bear with BearIndependent.com. Today is the 1st of August, 22. This is the brief. One of the most devastating, deadly floods in Kentucky's history has hit areas where people didn't have much to begin with, according to Governor Andy Beshear. Kentucky flooding rescuers are expected to find bodies for weeks. The death toll has officially reached 26 so far, with 6 of those being children. About 1,500 people have been rescued by first responders so far, and over 18,000 power outages are exacerbating issues, as is continuing rainfall. Federal aid was released last Friday as President Joseph Robin Biden Jr. approved a disaster declaration for the state. Still, the reality on the ground is a gritty wake-up call those that could within Bear Nation have written in. And this is intel from people who are on the ground, first-hand reports. I'm a first responder and a swift water technician in Kentucky. Over the past few days, eastern Kentucky has dealt with historic flooding with many lives and homes lost. The high-ups in the state emergency management has not handled the situation in the best way. They're more concerned with getting resources to different areas than rescuing people from rooftops and trees. The boots on the ground doing rescue operations were told little information other than the location before arriving to start ops. Well after the rescues and operations got started, a lot of people we came into contact with told us they had never even seen emergency services up to 12 to 13 hours after the flooding began. A lot of people were not prepared and could or would not leave their homes when the warning started. The people of eastern Kentucky and the first responders and everyone involved could really use prayers right now. End quote. I'll pontificate after we read the next 2 paragraphs. Next, my husband and I are patrons of yours living in Lost Creek, Kentucky, right in the heart of the disaster. You, sir, are correct. You are your own first responder. We have no power, no water, no phone or cell service, and no internet. Our road is gone. The floodwaters took it. There's now a 50-foot wide abyss where the road that connected to our road used to be. No way in and no way out up to our holler. We are on our own. We've been prepping for several years and have food, water, fuel, medical supplies, including 2 of your wound care buckets and a bear fac. 2 of our chicken coops got swept away, along with our chickens. The flash flood came out of nowhere. SHTF can happen fast. We are now experiencing looters. My husband and I say FAFO to that. Society collapses fast. We've managed to get some self-service by the 50-foot abyss where the road used to be, so I was able to send you this. God bless you, and please pray for us in southern Kentucky and for my mom in upstate New York who is freaking out. We all need our moms in times like these, our moms and God. Next. 27 July, massive flooding overnight sent at least 10 extra feet of water, mud, stumps, logs, and whatever else was near the creeks and rivers downstream, wreaking havoc on communities in eastern Kentucky. 78-year-old residents tell us that their daddy has never seen anything like this. Our very rural area lost power, cell communications, data streaming, county water, and washed bridges, roads, and everything else out. We couldn't bug out to a safer spot even if we wanted to. The liar National Weather Service downplayed the actual intensity of this storm, leaving most people completely unaware. As I write this, 27 July, we are only just beginning to ease out of danger, just in time for another 3 days of what we learned independently of the National Weather Bunch, our severe storms. Here are some salient points and observations. 1. There is no one coming to help you, if required, for at least 3 days, probably longer. Then it may arrive as some stupid jerk-offs, low-flying rotors, and launch flood debris from the rotor wash. No insertions of contact teams, intel or commo teams, or medical teams. Just 22 so far overflights with armed yahoos hanging off the skids looking all cool, with a red cross on the aft fuselage and the occasional news chopper. 2. Hey, can you message over there and ask them to turn that down?
Yes.
2. With no outside intel to understand if it's local or regional, with canned local radio not even mentioning an emergency, it's difficult to appreciate the gravity of any situation. Get a shortwave ham radio, even a Baofeng cheapie. Keep a multi-band regular radio too, battery operated. 3. If you still believe that 1 gallon of water a day will suffice, you're stupid. Get totes, barrels, swimming pools, and a Berkey with several other methods to purify water. Additionally, harvest rainwater. Speaking of water, if you're trying to keep the propane tank from floating away or anything else when it floods, better take real good care of your hands and feet. Wet socks equal blisters, and flood water equals really nasty toxins, bacteria, and assorted nastiness. Get a cut, rub the hide of your foot off in your wet boot, you're going to get an infection that if you can't get out to seek treatment for a while may really screw you up. Think about what could happen if it's in your place that's flooded. Where can you go? How are you going to get there? It may be you strap yourself to a big tree with a bob on your back, a bug out bag on your back. There are hundreds of people around here that would give a lot for that, having nothing but the clothes they were wearing. We can't get out of here until the creek level drops. Then, if 2 bridges get fixed, and maybe not even then, so this email may be a little dated when you get it. Hope you can pray for these folks around here and the 60-odd people who died as a result of bad information. Bless you all. I don't pray very often on camera anymore, but we are going to pray this morning, and then we're going to talk about some lessons learned. Good morning, Father Yah. Father, thank you for the fact that we have blood in our body and breath in our lungs. Thank you for the fact that we woke up on this side of the dirt today. Father, we pray a prayer of intercession for all our brothers and sisters in eastern Kentucky, everybody who's been affected by these floods, all the rescue personnel, the already overtaxed first responders, the people who already had next to nothing who have been affected by this storm. Father, even more rain is coming. We don't understand why you do this or why you allow this to happen, but we do understand that you are sovereign over all things and that you are good, even if stuff that we consider bad happens to us. So, Father, I pray that you'd steward us through these storms, that you would be a blessing to the men and women on the ground, those who have lost everything, those who are fighting to help those who have lost everything, the rescue teams, the administrators, the fire, EMS, law enforcement, sheriff's department, search and rescue teams, swift water rescue, the construction teams, everybody, Father, that you would just make your presence known. And sometimes, Father, you have to break us down to where we have nothing so that we will turn and seek you again. And so I ask that you would make your face shine upon them this morning, that you would give them peace that surpasses all understanding, that you would give them strength and power and authority in the name of Yeshua. Father, you'd be near to them, and that you'd be near to us. I ask these things in Yeshua's name. Amen.
Amen.
One of the 2 ministries that I've founded is called Grindstone Ministries. And Grindstone does construction and disaster relief. And I've been looking into Kentucky. We spent some time in Kentucky after the tornadoes in the last year. I've been looking into this flooding as well, and there's not anything we can do yet. Flooding sucks. Flooding is a logistical nightmare. So if the opportunity presents itself for us to be of assistance in Kentucky, I'm not opposed to it. But for those wondering why I'm not doing this brief in Kentucky right now, the answer is there's nothing we can do yet because of the logistics of the situation. Doesn't mean we're not looking into it. So bear that in mind. Additionally, with everything else we have going on with Grindstone Ministries, we could 100% use your prayers. And thank you for everybody who is praying for us. Relevant links are on Patreon. It's the first day of the month. I'm not trying to profiteer off of other people's loss. today's a special day on the brief. There's a link in the description if you want to join Patreon. I'll just say that. You need to be as prepared as you can be. I think one of the things that is illustrated by this flooding in Kentucky is that so many people think that SHTF is the zombie hordes or the Panamanian paratroopers invading or warheads on foreheads. I think a lot of the people who think like that must have lived very sheltered lives. You should prepare for the most probable issues in your life. Natural disaster, a job loss, an injury or an illness, the need to relocate. Those are probable. Those are highly likely on any timeline that's long enough. Not so likely that the Panamanian paratroopers land in the next town over. And because so many people are trying to prep for big picture macro bullshit, they miss having plans in place to deal with the little picture micro bullshit. Because when it happens to you, nothing else in the world matters. Nobody gives a shit in Eastern Kentucky right now about the bank runs in China. Because where their house used to be is maybe a concrete slab. Maybe. It's perspective. Do you have a bug out bag? Good job. It's a prepper fetish. I got my bug out bag. Do you have a bug out plan? Primary, alternate, contingency, emergency? Do you have commo plans? Do you have water stored up? Where is your fuel stored? Did it wash away in the flood too? What's your early warning system to be able to get out? And I've seen this thousands of times in the 30-some storms I've worked. People have the opportunity to leave and they don't. And then they end up dead or they lose everything. You were going to lose everything anyway, whether you stayed or not. If you have the opportunity to leave, leave. The stubbornness of a human being because of their whoredom in Babylon, they don't want to lose their stuff. Well, we worked so hard to build this homestead. I will leave this place in a heartbeat if it means my wife and children get to stay alive. How hard did Father Yah work putting you together? You're going to throw that away from some materialistic bullshit? It's frustrating to me because we've seen it over and over and over again. There's an entire playlist on this channel, Grindstone Ministry Deployments. You go test our fruit. Go see if I'm full of horse crap or not. Like, there's video evidence. Go check it out. But you need the resilience. And you need a plan to leave. Always a plan to leave. A good one, too. People ask all the time, why do I need more than one route away from my house if I'm going to bug out? Because the road might not be there. That is possible. It's factual right now in Eastern Kentucky. The road might not be there. I've seen tornadoes suck asphalt up off the road, destroy bridges. Like, it's not just flooding. The road might not be there. So now you got to go another way. Or your vehicle's gone. And now you got to walk. Old school map and compass. So I guess all I'm saying here is you need to take preparedness a little bit more seriously. It's not just, bushcrafting in the woods, cool guy, oiled leather pants and $300, $400, $900 bushcraft knife. No, it's like real stuff. Real stuff happens to real people. It's It's not just the Panamanian paratroopers or big picture. Did you see what Biden said? Yeah, everybody saw. We all know. We all know he's a robot. Everybody saw the deep fake. We know. It's blatantly obvious, okay? Or that dude is so hopped up on meds that he didn't blink once in 4 minutes. Also possible. None of that matters when your life is destroyed. When everything's gone. Now, the flip side of that is, like I said, the depth of faith that you find in people at those times when they have nothing left but their family and their creator. It's sad to see all their stuff gone, but it's beautiful to see how resilient the human soul is in situations like that. It really helps one prioritize what they do in life. Pray for those people in Kentucky and remove the blinders from your eyes and quit thinking it can't happen where you are. Every region of this country has some type of natural disaster, if not multiple, that's possible. Hurricanes, tornadoes, snowstorms, flooding, earthquakes, mudslides, and 100 other things that can wipe people out. That's what you should be preparing for. That's basic stuff right there. That's it. That's the brief. Pray for those people in Eastern Kentucky. Pray for Grindstone Ministries, if you would please. Our ongoing battle against scumbags that rape children, that we can continue to provide a biblical covering to widows and orphans and break generational curses. Stuff is in stock at Refuge Medical. Fairfax are in stock. You know what to do. Go there and get them. There's a Boise, Idaho class at Refuge Training. If you're in Idaho or near it, go to the Boise class, refugetraining.com. That's it. I don't want to sham wow today. Pray for those people in Eastern Kentucky. Bless y'all. Shalom.